drinks. Okay, so this is like a intuitive connection. McDonald's and Starbucks, both of them have cartoonish type of logos. Of course, they're portals. And we'll start with McDonald's. Obviously, they're actually very similar in their own ways. They're started by different founders, and then some new guys showed up, end up working for them, and then expanding it. So, they're very similar. So there's a lot of esoteric energies there, and so forth. So I just and Priscilla's here. She just got up from her nap, so the background is still in place for now, at least. So she's helping here and there. Fritzy's somewhere being Cleopatra. Is on Tony Connor in private sessions. We have a schedule. We have a shop here. A little bit behind on that right now, but we're getting there. Not to knock down either one of them. This is just a connection. What kind of creature they brought into the earth, into our realm. At least you do your own connections, of course, whatever you feel. But this is my version of it. So let's see. So with McDonald's, I've tapped into it before this. It is it's old. It's very ancient. I did get like a Knights Templar frequency there. Interesting. It goes back to Greek mythology energies. I get like the centaur frequency. Doesn't mean that we're eating centaur stuff, but of course they are known for human meat and all that. It's it goes back to Sirius. Of course, Starbucks goes back to Sirius also. McDonald's just has mind control energy. I connected to the elite currently. The founders, I believe, are coolest what they're tapping into. But it doesn't mean there is like an obesity reality they did tap into, but I think the reality they tapped into is more innocent. But obviously, we're in the more obese version of it. There is obese realities that are this is like the goal is where it is now. That's why it hasn't really evolved that much because it's that where it needs to be. I think it's getting more expensive. I don't know. I haven't been there like ages. It does have a spell energy. It is like the new church, like the food church. It is like the Catholic church of fast food, unfortunately. It's Anunnaki energy there, of course. There's a combination of all kinds of things in there. It just, it has a bit of soul-sucking energy. There's some positives too, of course, too. I'm not sure what those are, but it does have some kind of positive, whatever that is. There's like a twin energy too. It's interesting. The founders, the original founders, those two guys, those two brothers, I get the energy like they're twins from another reality, very like opposite of each other. Now, did they know it was going to go into what it went into today? No, I believe they had a different, more mom and pop. It's just going to be like one store and that's it. Be successful. Just having one is a lot. So just have like anything. It's all very small. And then when the new guy came in, the Ray Kroc, that was more like Illuminati hijacking, Knights Templar energy, and just Ray Kroc has like just like a sword there, but it's more manipulation. To take it to the next level is just to manipulate society, to become wealthy, but also to dominate culture, even pop culture, because technically it does. You might not hear about it, but it does technically. It just kind of rules the fast food. I would call it a kingdom. of just it has genetic engineering connected. I don't think he thought that much into it. He just had to expand it out. It wasn't. I don't think he knew the whole. Like he'll be paid off if he expanded it out. And I think even with him, yeah, he was controversial. Obviously, he had his issues, but I don't think he had to realize it was going to turn to what it is today. Genetic engineering and all that mind control program. I don't think he saw it that way. Maybe he did. I doubt it. I don't think so. I think he just wanted to be successful and just do something worthwhile with their life. And who knows? I don't think he thought too much into it. But the entities that are connected to it there is some Anunnaki frequency there. It's just mind control built even to the food itself, even like to the buns and everything. Jeez. Obviously, they sell it to the kids with demonic Ronald McDonald. That's like a Willy Wonka of hamburgers, kind of like an Archon hamburger demonic being. That's how you look at it. Yeah, going after a kid. I'm not going into that. Yeah, I don't think they want to make a movie of that guy. I feel like devouring kids and all that's not good. Yeah, that's what you want for your hamburger meal. Yeah, it's devouring the energies of the youth. It's like lowering their vibration to the modern human. It's not like childlike, but it's really just to get you to be a robot like the rest of us to a certain level. Just this is the way it's supposed to be. Eat whatever this is and be a mind control slave. So, but you can also break out of it. You can break free of all of it. You might have some bruises or whatever, but it's still some kind of food, whatever the hell it is. Yeah, and it's like, is it food? Well, that's I guess plastic, whatever it is. It's like cardboard food or something like that. So whatever, who cares? Yeah, it looks like food, but it isn't. It's true. Even the logo, the food itself is very. At least some of the portions of their food is kind of just doesn't feel like it's normal. But anyway, yeah, it's just there to get people used to being a robot, basically. When it comes down to it. It's just this is the narrative we have for you currently. This is fast food, so you can go back to work or go back to whatever you've been programmed by the architecture of this reality. I think it'll always be around. It'll just change forms. Like it'll lose its power. It'll just change, become healthier, do whatever it is. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. It's still around. So it's like it, because McDonald's is everywhere. So it's everywhere to keep us locked in to this kind of system. So, but it can change, and eventually, I don't know if it will vanish one day. It might. It's still hanging in there. It can. Of course, anything can die out. We just have, anything can happen. We're not there yet. Well, it adapts too. So, jeez. I mean, it can adapt where it's actually more positive in some level. Maybe not completely. It wants to stay alive, so it's going to do whatever it can. So, but yeah, it's basically just supposedly cheap food, or if you want to call it food, just to keep us, in a robotic state of mind. Like this is what it is to be human. It's their version of it. And of course, you see on TV or wherever, you see other people doing it. The programming as you grow up. Like this is normal. Don't forget, this is what it is to be a robotic human. I think society will eventually break free of that. Maybe the new hippies, maybe not in our lifetime, who knows? Maybe the newer generations that want to do something different with themselves. Well, obviously the new generations are into being mind control slaves, so maybe the next generation. Once again, you can't heal from all this. You can't clear out. It's all experience. Sometimes you have to see what this thing is all up to, what it's about. So there's nothing wrong with dabbling in it. It's I think there's some healthy aspects to it, depending on what you do. So I think there is somewhere. Who knows? Anybody can do anything with their frequency. So like if there's any monsters I think it just cabal frequency, keep us, that's how I felt the Anunnakis, like keep us kind of like at bay. I mean, a bunch of crazy people trying to wipe everything. We get mad, we try to blast these in the next universe. It's kind of like just to simmer us down. It's part of our deactivation. Now we can reactivate and become responsible with it, but obviously society it's not ready for that. So much crying. I mean, in the news, so much crying, victimism, all the victim mentality, especially the conspiracy theory energies. We got it. Wow. Well, because as we upgrade our abilities to higher frequency, the idea is to use that frequency correctly instead of just zapping each other. Every time you get something you don't want, you zap somebody, and and you have World War IV. So so it's just basically it's part of our us being shut down as humans, basically. I mean, obviously there's much more to it. There is some siren energy there because the logo has a sun frequency. That's a portal. I was thinking even the word itself has some kind of program energy. That's why the Ray Kroc liked the name of it. It's some kind of like, I would say like an esoteric energy from the past, ancient times. I don't know anything about. Some kind of ancient connection. I would think it goes back to Roman times. Maybe not the name itself, but the vibe of the origins of it. It feels like ancient Rome, and just something about that. I mean, Donald Duck. I don't know. Donald, there's some duck thing in there. Maybe it's the duck people are doing this to us. Figures. But it is Donald. We have Donald Trump. So, how many people picked up that one? Pretty exciting, huh? How many people have made that connection and stopped eating McDonald's because Donald Trump is connected to it? He has his name connected to it. Something about McDonald. It has the Mick to Donald is kind of like a bit of a royalty energy. So that's where the esoteric. I think Donald would be like a normal name, but when you add the Mick to it, it's almost like adding like a royalty type frequency that has some mind control connected to it. It's enough to get by as normal. It's not like sir or anything like that, or I don't know if there's any. I can't think of any other like the fancy names that are out there, the royalty names. McDonald's is one of them. It's definitely like one of the elite. Even the McDonald brothers, obviously they're connected to some kind of elite family for sure, but I don't think they're aware of it, obviously. But of manifesting for sure. The McDonald bloodline. It's a deep rooted Illuminati, bloodline. Reptilian, of course. Like I say, Knights Templar, like an offshoot, but still very potent, very like not kind of put together, kept in the family or something quietly. Not that. I mean, talk about patience, because I'm not sure there's a real history to this name. I don't know anything about. I just connected to the energy of it. If you do name history or the history of the name Celtic, Scotland, I feel like it goes a lot further than that. Something about like I said, the Mick, the MCs, of course, they have Mac here. It just has some kind of frequency. And when it got closer to the 1900s, it started to become, even in the 1700s, it slowly evolved into what it is now. But talking about patience, getting to where it is currently. So just putting obviously there's a lot more to it than that. But the main thing is just to keep us kind of from wiping each other out. It's like dilute. It is kind of, it's not really food, right? So it's just there to kind of dilute you and just enjoy your slavery life, and just here's some thing called food, and come back for more tomorrow, something like that. So something wrong. Maybe it's human cat food, something like that. So Starbucks energy. Yeah, that one's interesting because the founders of those two founders, once again, they had like some esoteric uh, siren energy, but I think it was innocent on their end. Of course, them trying to use the sirens not exactly. Did they even realize what they're bringing in? They brought in some kind of creature energy, that's for sure. An energy that feeds off of other people. Just it is like a wombat energy. Wombat. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know how to spell that. What the that? That's like a little critter. That's nobody. It's like a that looks pretty innocent actually. Whatever. Or maybe it's the founders that are wombats. Anyway, that's nothing. It's like a little rat. I don't know, like a cute rat. So anyway, yeah, the creature that's here is a for their Starbucks because they have the siren with their legs open. That's just to have that on like a cup. It's like what the fuck. Obviously, it's doing spell work on the people. It's coffee addict energies. Well, they can't always do wine. I would think they would do more. They would do more. Yeah, I do more like beers and stuff like that, but they know they can't do that, so they just use coffee as a way. Once again, it's the same thing as McDonald's to keep you as a slave. It's just more of the liquid version of it. McDonald's is more of the food version. So, and even McDonald's tries to copy Starbucks with their whole latte thing. I bet you go to Starbucks. You go to your local McDonald's and get a latte. I'm sure there's a lot of that happening. Get your whatever. So because McDonald's is more like a cartoon company than anything else, but whatever. But Starbucks is trying to be somewhat of a I don't know, just obviously I don't know. It's more of like your upper class or middle class energies. Obviously, it keeps you going once again with the caffeine energy. It's yeah, what the vibe I got from it is like the entity that came from it really should not be here at all. I'm not to say any of them should be here, but this one should really not be here because it just has once again control. It's like to really kind of lock us into being slaves here. And the entity also I felt at least before when I can it's being controlled by other entities now, the ones that are controlled like the elite frequency, obviously. Some form, and I actually feel like a negative Palladian energy there of just like a false expectation of your existence or like false narratives, just like almost like a mind trap of just delusion energies. McDonald's, I'm not sure if that's any delusion, just watch out for Ronald McDonald trying to come after your kids in the astral. But there's a lot of delusion energies in Starbucks. Like people try to be wealthy and stuff like that, and I guess if they drink this stuff, they feel like they're upscale. I guess it's okay. It's like there's some kind of like status there, I guess. I don't know. But either way, it still has a soul sucking frequency attached to it. It's just to keep us as zombies, basically. So you have the food, McDonald's to keep us as zombies, and you have the coffee. It's similar to like the phone. I would say it's worse because at least with the phone, is an addiction. And some people know there's coffee addiction, but I would think it's worse because the phone, which you have in your hand, and it's like, okay, I can't keep looking at this thing. But coffee is a whole different thing, or whatever that lifestyle. There's something about it. If you remove all the manipulation, you probably have a different type of world, obviously. Like I said, it's just so to keep us as mind control slaves for whatever agenda that's here to set up. Yeah, it's weird. It's like if they want some kind, as part of the agendas of, whatever that they're bringing in, they mess with these these type of companies. Starbucks too. I think Starbucks has come out of. But they used to have like their bathrooms, like junkies would go there. It's there's really nowhere to go really after work anyway, really, which is kind of interesting. Not really. There is kind of, I guess, but not really. So it's like your second home to a certain level for some. But there's still it's like a second home, but with a lot of manipulation. Yeah, there's no personality in the place either. Not really. It's more corporatized. I think, yeah, because McDonald's is more like a Willy Wonka, kind of a psychotic energy. I wish you had that. That's great. Yeah, when you take your kid there, just make sure you undo all the spell work has been done to them. Just don't eat that shit at all. Whatever. Just you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Starbucks is a little bit more because you have all these yuppies, all that drinking that stuff, and they get pulled into all the manipulations and all that. So it's delusion. It's like a delusional drink for some, not all. It just has some kind of delusional energies just to get you, fantasize about driving around in a Corvette or whatever it is. Something. It just has some. It's weird. It's almost like similar to like beer. Beer has that kind of vibe too. It has a different type of energy. It has a worker energy connected to it, but also, like I said, a slave mentality obviously connected to it. But like beer has like a child energy. Like it wants to keep you like as a kid and keep like a teenager. That way you get addicted to it, and that way you get just stupid with it, and just car crashes and everything. You can't do that with coffee, really. But the coffee energy is just to get your expectations a little bit higher than they should be. So it's like a delusional drink, not for everybody, but for some. I just think like they go there, they're moving up in some kind of status. Sounds weird, but it's just at least on a professional level, something like that. So, but either way, it's still a soul sucking energy from lower dimensions. I mean, it's like I said, it's not total. It just has some spill work built all into it, and obviously all of these corporations. Beer is interesting though because it has a vibe of just yeah, because coffee is kind of like the next thing to beer. Like it's kind of like this coffee at Starbucks is kind of like lattes and all that. It's kind of like a wine type of thing. But beer is funny how that's just there just for you to descend, go backwards. I mean, literally, go back to your teenage radical years so you can be, not, just out of control. Coffee, I don't know, it's supposed to get you there today so you can be a good slave and keep you from going crazy, supposedly. So, what's your name is, great. Mission accomplished there. All right. Anyway, that's the end of that. So I'm not sure if that was helpful. Maybe I do some other companies I'll do a little bit differently. I didn't want to channel these energy of these two. It's like the other stuff I might like Walmart or something like that. I'll do something on that one. So all right, blessings.